Welcome to Euro Hockey Hub. In this episode, we're going to continue to look at the results from Team Austria at the IIHF World Championships. We'll start off with the second half of the fixtures, having previously done the first half. We're going to start with the game against Canada. The game against Canada started with a goal on 11 minutes 20 seconds, and it was the Austrians that took the lead through number 19 Vincent Rohrer, assisted by Brian Lebler and Benjamin Baumgartner. The game was then tied on 21-59 going into the second period, courtesy of a power play goal. My favourite NHL player, Nathan MacKinnon, pops up to score, assisted by defensemen Brandon Montour and Bo Horvath. Nathan MacKinnon then doubles his tally on 33 minutes and 10 seconds, assisted again by Brandon Montour, but this time Philippe Danault. 48 minutes and 32 seconds, we see the 3-1 lead for Team Canada. Travis Konechny, he scores, assisted by New York Rangers Will Cooley and Noah Dobson. Will Cooley then extends the lead a little further for Team Canada as we go 4-1, and that was on 51 minutes and 42 seconds, assisted by Travis Konechny and Brandon Montour. On 58 minutes 27 seconds, the game is well and truly wrapped up from legend, that is number 87 Sidney Crosby, assisted by Bo Horvath and Nathan MacKinnon. The game finishes 5-1, very similar to the previous result in the warm-up game. That also ended 5-1. However, we didn't quite have the game like the last World Championships, which was mind-blowing. I will say, though, that Austria played phenomenal in this game. It was not a 5-1 game. The game was very, very close in every period, but just the last 10 minutes or so, and Canada really turned up the heat. But Austria gave it their all, and 5-1, but a great team performance from Austria. So a lot of positives to take from that game. Going into the game against France, it didn't take long for things to get kick-started. On 39 seconds, we have Marco Kasper popping up once again to give the Austrians the 1-0 lead. That was assisted by Dominik Zwerger and Clemens Unterweger. The Austrians doubled their lead on 7 minutes 58 seconds. This time Vincent Rohrer scores, assisted by Lucas Howdem and Brian Lebler. Would you believe it? Austria take a 3-0 lead against the French on 15 minutes and 30 seconds, an unassisted goal by Raymond Schnetzer. The Austrians have come out absolutely flying in this third period and completely deserved the lead. However, we went into the second period. It was pretty tight. We didn't see any goals. But with the last 10 minutes of the third period, the game really livened up again. And on 50 minutes and 9 seconds, we have a power play goal from the French to make the game 3-1. And that was scored by Jordan Perret, assisted by Pierre-Edouard Bellemare and Alexandre Texier. But the Austrians replied 7 minutes, nearly 8 minutes later, and Marco Kasper with the empty net goal, assisted by Dominik Zwerger and Vincent Rohrer. Then we have a power play goal, and this is again another power play goal for the French on 58 minutes 26 seconds. Pierre-Edouard Bellemare scores again, assisted by Alexandre Texier and Jordan Perret. However, the game was wrapped up on 59 minutes and 9 seconds. We have another empty net goal from the Austrians, number 3, Peter Schneider, assisted by Dominik Zwerger. The game finishes 5-2, a very important victory for Austria. And the more you look at it, the more you realise that Austria have played very good in this tournament so far and actually could qualify for the quarter-finals. However, they're going to need to pick up some results along the way to solidify that position. And the next game saw us take on southern border rivals Slovenia. And it was the Slovenians that took the lead, and that was a power play goal on 9 minutes 53 seconds from Blaž Gregorc, assisted by number 8 Marcel Makovec and number 18 Ken Ogrejenček. 13 minutes 49 seconds, and it's a share of the spoils as Austrian Dominik Zwerger scores, assisted by Peter Schneider, Just like the France game, we didn't see any action again. When I say action, I mean goals until the last 10 minutes of the game. And on 50 minutes 20 seconds, it was Brian Leveler that puts the Austrians into the lead, assisted by Lucas Haldum and Dominik Zwerger. The lead didn't last so long. However, the fight on the ice just continued. The physicality was just there. It was a very entertaining game to watch, whilst a little frustrating. 53 minutes and 1 second, and number 55, Robert Sabolic, scores assisted by Jan Kosic and Matic Torok. The game ended up going to a penalty shootout, as the overtime was goalless, and the winning penalty shot to put the Austrians 3-0 up in the penalty shootout. The winning shot was scored by Benjamin Baumgartner, and a shout out in net for Austrian netminder David Kickert, who stopped all of the shots that Slovenia put against it. We go to our last game, and it's a very juicy game because Latvia could also qualify for the quarterfinals. And this game was well and truly quite a fascinating game to watch and an exciting game. The game really kick-started on 17 minutes and 8 seconds, so going towards the end of the first period, and Dominik Zwerger scores for the Austrian, assisted by Lukas Thaler. Then we have a power play goal on 23 minutes 57 seconds. So going into the second period, and we finally have a goal for the first time in 3 games. Anyway, number 24, Benjamin Baumgartner scores, assisted by Marco Kasper and Dominik Heinrich. Once again, the Austrians take a 3-0 lead in the game, just like the French game, the France game, on 25 minutes 38 seconds, an unassisted goal by Vincent Rohrer. But the fight comes from Latvia. However, will it be enough? On 28 minutes 3 seconds, newly signed guy in the NHL, was playing in Kladno. That's Edwards Tralmax. He scores, assisted by another draft, and that was Dans Lokmelis. Sorry, I've got your name wrong. And Henri Ravinskis. Apologies, Latvians. I didn't actually look at how to pronounce some of these names. My fault. So we are 3-1 into the game. And going into the last period, we have another goal from the Austrians, and it's on 44 minutes 28 seconds as Thomas Raffel scores, assisted by Peter Schneider. But it's not over yet. 52 minutes 29 seconds. The Austrians score once again for the 5th goal of the game, and that is Dominik Zwerger, assisted by Peter Schneider and Marco Kasper. And we finish it off with the 6th goal for Austria, which is a short-handed, empty net goal from Vincent Rohrer on 57 minutes and 18 seconds. The game finishes 6-1 to Austria, and Austria qualify for the quarterfinals of the IIHF World Championships. The game in the quarterfinals will be against Switzerland. Thanks for listening to this, and I hope to bring you some more content soon on the IIHF World Championships and Team Austria.